Hallöchen, ihr Lieben, da bin ich wieder zurück zu einer 9. Folge von Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker und ich wollte euch zeigen, wie groß unsere Basis doch schon geworden ist. Die wird natürlich noch mehr wachsen, aber am Anfang hatten wir nur 1, 2 oder 3 Plattformen, jetzt sind wir bei 6 und es wird wirklich noch weiter wachsen. Ihr könnt es vielleicht sehen. Wir können ziemlich weit rauszoomen, ob das wirklich später so groß sein wird oder nicht. Das weiß ich nicht mehr, das habe ich nicht mehr in Erinnerung. Aber wir werden auf jeden Fall weiter stetig wachsen. Und das wollte ich euch erstmal zeigen. Denn wir wollen jetzt auch erstmal hier die Mission anklicken, aber nicht gleich die Mission spielen, denn wir werden jetzt erstmal ein paar Briefings durchlesen bzw. durchhören, also ein paar Kassetten durchhören, denn das ist jetzt ein bisschen wichtig, das ist nämlich der Nebelwald, dort passiert was und ich möchte allgemein ein paar Briefings anhören. Deswegen werden wir erstmal ein paar Kassetten anhören und mal schauen und am besten auch gleich Huey hören. Ansonsten gibt es nicht mehr viel zu sagen. Nebenmissionen habe ich noch nicht gemacht, das werde ich erst ein paar Folgen machen, nebenbei so. Und ja.
Snake, Peace Walker is the heart of the enemy's project. To prevent its completion, you'll need to either shut down or destroy the artificial intelligence that functions as its brain. According to Huey, that AI is now undergoing final calibrations in Strangelove's lab. It's inside a tropical cloud forest. Slip in and terminate that AI before they ship it out.
So ist es. Wir müssen zu Strangelove auf jeden Fall hingehen, denn sie entwickelt das KI-Hirn von Peace Walker, was noch nicht fertig ist, und die sollen wir dann daran hindern. So.
We've also confirmed that some of the enemies specialize in ambushes. Amanda's crew calls them scouts. They'll blend themselves in with the terrain and the vegetation. Then, when they see you, they'll swoop in. They fight pretty much like commandos, and will use clearing techniques to flush you out. In addition to wielding normal weapons, the scouts also carry wires.
Sounds like these guys know their CQC.
Could be. We've been getting reports of CQC attacks being blocked by wires. Stay alert.
Ja, das ist ein Teil der neuen Gegner, die in den Nebelwald rumirren. Die verschmelzen sich mit der Umgebung und sind schwer zu beseitigen, denn sie können sich wehren. Sie haben nämlich selber CQC drauf und sie, können uns schon nerven. Aber jetzt ein bisschen über die Anlage vor der Küste, oder? Was haben wir denn hier alles?
Remember why we created MSF Snake. To provide military force to whoever needs it, wherever they are, regardless of nation or ideology. Our beliefs aren't all that lofty.
We just won't be the tools of any one country.
Exactly. We know only how to fight. But we refuse to live our lives at the whim of the state. The MSF seal is patterned after Pangaea, the supercontinent from 250 million years ago. Back then, the whole world was one landmass, one world. No gaps, no rifts.
Our strength will take us back there.
Ja, ein paar Sachen.
What about you, Kaz? Any interest in expanding MSF?
You'd better believe it. I want to make us into an organization that doesn't take orders from any country. Just like you were saying, we have to be strong. Strong enough to defend ourselves. We need money, too. Money to train soldiers to fight. The way I see it, we make MSF into something along the lines of a new kind of business. A contractor providing the full range of military services. Not just combat, but logistics, training, weapons, outfitting, and R&D. Combining the small footprint and exceptional performance of special forces with the raw military might of a full regular army. Only with that kind of power can we break free of nation states. What I need from you, boss, is to go out and find guys we can bring back here using Fulton recovery. Then tell us what assignment to use them for. I'll take care of the rest.
Ja, das ist klar. Bisschen erstmal sich vorstellen, also über das Ganze, warum sind wir hier und wer sind wir, die ganze Organisation, wer ist das? Und ja, eigentlich wissen wir schon einiges. Wir kennen das schon alles, das hatte auch schon im Tutorial gesagt, Cubes brauchen wir zum Beispiel nicht, sind so, ja, Das sind Grundlagen, das brauchen wir alles nicht. Kalter Krieg. Klienten ist wichtig. Galvez.
Still can't believe Professor Galvez was KGB.
Well, like the professor said, Moscow's hell-bent on communizing Latin America.
Yeah, the Cuban intel services are all in the KGB's pocket. You don't think he's got some kind of ulterior motive?
If the CIA is up to something, it's only natural that the KGB wants to know about it. But I doubt they're showing us their full hand.
We'd better watch our backs.
Ja, das glaube ich auch. Die sagen uns wirklich nicht alles.
What do you think, Kaz? Why did Paz come all the way to Colombia herself?
It's a long trip to make just to be Exhibit A in Galvez's sales pitch. She's only 16. Still a kid. Maybe we should take her wish for peace at face value.
Ich weiß nicht. Mal gucken. Ich glaube, die führen was im Schilde. Aber jetzt erstmal über diesen Einsatz. Wir müssen was über diesen Einsatz erfahren.
Are there any large-scale ruins in Costa Rica, Paz?
There is a place east of Cartago called Guajabu. They have ruins there, but they're not especially big.
Not the place I'm thinking of. Any others?
Well, if you go a little way across the border into Nicaragua, there is a place called La Fortaleza de la Inmaculada Concepción. That is the only famous one.
Then what were those ruins I saw from up on Irasu?
There are a lot of things we still do not know about Costa Rica's ancient civilizations. There are giant stone spheres throughout the country. What they were used for is still a mystery.
Tropische Wälder, da gehen wir auch gleich hin.
Costa Rica's forests are more diverse than you might expect. Not all of them are tropical rainforests. Costa Rica is close to the equator, it is true, but it is also very mountainous.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Go up 4,000 feet in elevation and the temperature drops more than 7 degrees.
There are basically 3 types of forests. The lowlands are covered in tropical rainforests, the highlands by tropical cloud forests, and areas where there's a dry season have tropical dry forests.
Ja, 2 Ausrufezeichen.
You know that butterfly painted on Peace Walker? Any idea what that is?
It is a morpho, a Pallades morpho, if I'm not mistaken.
Pallades morpho.
Uh-huh. It is the most common type of morpho in Costa Rica.
Huh.
It has these gorgeous metallic blue wings that shimmer in the light. You can see them even from a distance.
You mean they reflect light?
Correct. It is called structural color. Morpho scales have tiny bumps on them that interfere with the light and make them look blue. The space between the bumps corresponds to the wavelength of the blue light.
Let me see if I get this. So if you could change the spacing, you'd end up seeing a different color.
That is the principle. I heard somewhere it is being researched as a way to color cloth without dye.
Think of the camouflage you could make with that.
Is that all you can think of?
Hey, it's important. What I don't get is why they'd put a butterfly on Peace Walker.
Maybe because it looks pretty.
I hope that's all it is.
Könnte natürlich wegen der Tarnung sein. Der Peace Walk könnte sich dann tarnen.
From here on in, you'll be in a cloud forest. The ground is covered in vegetation. You'll have plenty of hiding places, but so will the enemy.
I'll keep an eye out for scouts.
Trying to force your way through would be suicide. Know the enemy's location before making any moves. Too bad you don't have some sort of radar.
I could try night vision.
Once you know where an enemy is, decide how you want to handle him. You could get into his blind spots.
Or drop him from a distance before he even has a clue someone's around. An eye for an eye, right?
Ja, das ist genau das, was ich hören wollte. Der Nebelwald hat versteckte Soldaten, die sich tarnen.
Chico, you know much about cloud forests?
Not that much. All I know is there's a world of difference between a rainy rainforest and a foggy cloud forest. But they have some things in common. Like, for instance, you gotta watch out for poison dart frogs. Both rain and cloud forests have high humidity, so they're perfect environments for frogs and other amphibians. I mean, it's not like just touching a strawberry poisoned dart frog or a dying dart frog is going to kill you, but don't eat them, no matter how hungry you get.
I can get all the rations I need from Mother Base. No jungle food for me this time.
Seriously? You're not disappointed you don't get to eat wild animals?
What do you think I am?
Just kidding. In Colombia, though, there's a frog, the golden dart frog, that's lethal to the touch.
How do you know all this?
Come on. Don't you think poisonous animals are cool?
Not if you get poisoned by one.
Well, obviously. One more thing. When you get to the forest, be on the lookout for Bigfoot.
I think I'll be okay there.
Da werde ich nicht weiter nachforschen. Das ist der Frosch und das ist der Bigfoot. Das sind halt nur Gerüchte. Und hier haben wir Huey, der einiges zu erzählen hat. Und deswegen werden wir ihn auch ein bisschen befragen.
So this Dr. Strangelove was at NASA?
Yeah. Well, actually, Strangelove left for DARPA not long after I joined.
And then the two of you ended up back together doing research in Costa Rica.
Not exactly together. We coordinated on a few things, but the research projects themselves were separate from each other. We had it worked out so that Dr. Strangelove handled the mammal pod, Peace Walker's cerebrum, while I did the rest.
That letter, something to do with your research?
Huh? No, it's yeah, it's a report. Research findings.
Research findings? Anything in there we could use against Peace Walker?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Just don't read it, okay? Promise me you won't?
Ja, nein. Später werden wir ihn vielleicht lesen. Shaggerhood.
Those papers the CIA gave you, was there any data on the Shagohod in there?
Shagohod?
A nuclear tank that launches IRBMs. It competed against Gronin's system for approval.
Oh, the thing with the rockets. Designed by a guy named Sokolov, right?
What's so funny?
No, I was just remembering some of the commentary Gronin added to the Shagohod papers. You should have seen the way he badmouthed it. It was too conservative, too ugly.
I can imagine.
He was so angry when he wrote that, he smeared up the ink. And you know how shoddy the paper is over there to begin with.
I'll bet. That's Gronin, all right.
Imagine accelerating the launcher itself to 300 miles an hour to extend the range of an IRBM. As stupid as it sounds, it's a hell of a concept. Who but the Soviets would think of using a tank as the first stage of a rocket? I actually took a cue from the Shagohod when I developed the pupa.
That hovercraft thing? You stole that one too?
Give me a little credit. I only borrowed the concept. The technology is original. As it turned out, hover technology wasn't enough to handle all the terrain in Central America. It relied too much on brute force.
But the Shagohod was a major threat. That thing could corner like you wouldn't believe. Built pretty tough, too.
You sure know a lot about it.
It almost did me in. I couldn't forget it if I tried.
Did you in? So you were the one who took it down. Wow! You really are amazing.
I didn't do it alone.
No, seriously, thank you. We might not be here today if they'd begun mass-producing that thing. Then again, they're hard at work now miniaturizing nuclear warheads. Pretty soon they won't even need an accelerated launcher like the Shagohod.
Great. That means they're that much closer to being able to launch from anywhere in the world.
Ja, kleine Zeitreise. Das weiß ich nicht, was das war. Sowjetische Forschung zum Zweit bei ihr.
This Peace Walker project the CIA's talking about. You believed in it, huh?
Yeah, I believed. Actually, maybe I just wanted to believe.
What do you mean?
Here's how Coldman explained it. Peace Walker's a weapon for peace. One to ensure true nuclear deterrence. It'd be the anchor to bring stability to Central America. He told me, the nuclear weapon system you've built will never be used. It will forever stand vigil as an icon of peace. And to achieve that, he needed my bipedal locomotion technology. To be honest, I was flattered.
Flattered?
Wouldn't you be? My colleagues in the scientific community have never taken me seriously. They told me bipedal locomotion was a pipe dream, that it'd never amount to anything. It was the first time anybody recognized my work. How could I not be happy? And besides, it was my chance to surpass my father. To create nukes for peace. Or so I thought anyway.
But Coldman's really going through with it.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense, really. No one would give the project any notice unless they could prove that an unmanned system is capable of launching a nuke.
Atomwaffen für Frieden.
Why is Coldman going to launch a nuke? If all he wants to do is prove the AI retaliation system works, he doesn't need to put a live warhead on it.
I agree. He could demonstrate the system by launching the missile alone, without a warhead. I asked him the same thing at first. He said there was no point in using a dummy missile. That it'd take an actual nuclear launch to deter potential enemies. Launching the real deal gives him a leg up in negotiations with Langley. That's what he's really after.
Interessant. Wir werden natürlich jetzt nicht so viele anhören. Wir werden das Stück für Stück weiter fortsetzen. Ich will nur so ein paar Sachen, weil wir haben schon etliche Minuten mit den Tonbändern vergeudet.
Peace Walker is fitted with several close-range weapons. We'd also planned for it to be able to enter enemy territory and self-detonate.
Wonderful. What exactly are we dealing with here?
Well, the flamethrowers for one thing. One in the front and one in the rear. Then there are the S-mines. They're like cluster bombs. It scatters them from its leg hatches. If you see those open, you better clear out quickly. And finally, the rockets. These can travel quite a distance, so stay sharp. On the other hand, it can't fire them from too close. But then again, there are those flamethrowers. It can also use its legs as weapons against any infantry on the ground.
Ouch.
But remember, Peace Walker technically isn't complete. With just the reptile pod, it can only perform relatively simple maneuvers. They've got certain quirks, too. What's more, look carefully and you should be able to predict which attack is coming next.
Na gut, das wird uns helfen gegen Peace Walker. Die KI ist ja noch nicht fertig. Vieles wissen wir schon. Aber naja.
So you've been doing nuclear research your whole life?
No, not really. At first, I wanted to be an aerospace engineer. For me, the Sputnik launch was a good shock, not a bad one. I thought the age when science was used for war was over, and that a glorious age of space exploration was dawning. The year I skipped ahead and got into MIT, Gagarin went into orbit, which made me more excited than ever. Of course, even back then, I knew the space race was just another facet of the Cold War.
Moscow had a leg up on us, and we were desperate to catch up.
I know. But for me, it was a happy time. I joined NASA, got to do the kind of research I loved. Our nation's prestige hinged on our work. They gave us whatever resources we asked for. I knew you could turn a rocket into an ICBM by fitting it with a nuclear warhead, but that didn't bother me so much. It didn't last long, though. The space and nuclear arms races took up enormous sums of money. America beat Russia to the moon, but that's where it ended.
Then came détente.
Exactly. NASA's budget was slashed as a result. My father being a nuclear expert and all, they put me to work on a more obvious deterrent. Missiles. At NASA, I'd been researching a locomotion system for lunar exploration. Tires aren't suited to driving around on the moon, you know. And that's how I caught Coldman's eye.
Was können wir denn noch alles anklicken?
The aim of the Peace Walker project is to achieve robust nuclear deterrence across Central America by deploying a new nuclear weapon system along the Caribbean coast. Peace Walker is also the name of the system itself.
A nuclear weapon named Peace. I can just see the look on Kaz's face. So why exactly does this new system need legs in the first place?
Because it's a walker, an unmanned weapon moving under its own power and capable of launching a deterrent strike from anywhere. That's the whole idea behind Peace Walker.
Ja, deswegen auch der Name Peace Walker, wandelnder Frieden. Ja, das machen wir noch.
Doc, I'm starting to sense your feelings about nukes are a little different from your colleagues.
How do you mean?
Your little chat with Coldman back there.
I told you my father worked on the Manhattan Project, right? You're familiar with it?
The basics, yeah. It was the project that kicked off the nuclear age.
That's right. Some of the finest minds of the 20th century, including multiple Nobel Prize winners, worked on it. They spent over $2 billion, and that's in 1940s money. It culminated in the successful nuclear test at Alamogordo on July 16th, 1945.
And the first use in combat a few weeks later. Doc?
I can't walk.
What?
My spine isn't shaped like everybody else's. I can't move my lower body, so I've never taken a single step, not since I was born.
What's that got to do with your dad being in the Manhattan Project?
As a result of his research, my father was exposed to high doses of radiation. It can't be a coincidence that my chromosomes are messed up. That's why I didn't want for these nukes to be another sword of Damocles. I wanted to give them a real purpose, to be a deterrent against war.
Doc.
And Coldman, we have to stop him, whatever it takes.
Ja, das war über sich. Wir machen wir noch was, sonst werde ich jetzt eine Mission machen. Wir haben nämlich schon viel mit den Tonbändern verbracht. Ich will nach und nach die weiter mal anhören, aber ich glaube, das reicht auch erstmal, oder? Haben wir hier noch was? Das ist nur über diesen Einsatz. Die Speer haben wir schon. In der Bibliothek haben wir auch noch einiges. Strange-Schlaf können wir noch machen. Peace Walker haben wir schon einiges über ihn gehört. Und ja, über sich können wir auch eigentlich theoretisch noch was machen.
Hey, as long as I'm here at Mother Base, why not assign me to the R&D?
Ja, wenn er will nur damit sagen, wenn er im Technikbereich ist, dann können wir mit ihm sehr viel technische Daten entwickeln. Na gut, egal. Machen wir später alles noch. Erstmal will ich weiter die Mission, denn sonst würden wir die ganze Folge verbringen mit den Tonbändern. Das will ich aber nicht. Wir wollen auch so langsam, aber sicher mal rausgehen und ein paar Soldaten erledigen. Denn wir brauchen auch in der Mother Base ein paar Soldaten und deswegen, warum nicht?